Oh boy, here we go. This headphone, I really want to like it, but I don't. I really want to like it more, but I don't. So welcome to the second episode of this series of video about reviewing weird esoteric headphones that people have forgotten, possibly for good reason, possibly be underrated gem. But in this case, I think it's fine to forget about this. So let's get into it. This thing we have here is the Final Audio Sonorous 4. It used to be called the Pandora Hope 4 as well, before it got rebranded into the Sonorous line. It came out in 2015. It used to cost $500. This thing, $500. And it discontinued, I think, maybe like 2 years later, I believe. And yeah, let's talk about it. Look, just going from the build, it's actually pretty nicely built. The headband, the faux leather, it's actually pretty nice. It did get cracking. It did start a little bit of cracking, but with its age, it's around 10 years old, so you can't expect too much from faux leather. But it's still very soft, very plush, very wide. And the fun thing is, you can actually just articulate this a lot. Well, actually, no, it used to be able to articulate more. People used to just be able to spin the whole thing around more. But now it still goes a decent amount. So you get to rotate the cup quite a bit, which is actually kind of nice. There's plastic. It says Sonorous right here. Metal arms or legs with the Final Audio logo right here in the middle. Overall, the plastic, it is plastic built, and it's I believe it's ABS plastic, but I'm not sure. According to Final Audio's website, it is what they use in expensive cameras, like the camera lenses, right? That's what they use for it. That's what Final Audio says. But the main selling point of this thing is a hybrid system, actually. So it have a dynamic driver and a balanced armature driver, which we don't see that quite often. I think there's maybe like a couple of them just recently came out, and there's a reason we don't see these things quite often, because quite frankly, we don't need dual driver. While it is very cool to have dual drivers like you do have in speakers, but in headphones, such small space, you don't really need it, right? Like, you don't really need it. Like, let's take a look, right? So let's see this thing. Regular driver, dynamic driver, and a balanced armature driver. Very cool idea. So dynamic driver handles most of the mids, the bass. The BA driver takes over for the treble. Cool idea. The implementation is actually quite decent, but the tuning, Final Audio, what are you guys doing? I really want to like this, but it sounds like what I thought Bayer Dynamics would sound like before I heard of Bayer Dynamics, but then this is actually worse because it have this huge upper mids, low treble or treble spike. Like, you can just look at it like it's a mountain. So instead of like smooth treble, this thing, it's a fucking pyramid of treble, like a tower of treble. It just sounds harsh. Like, in a lot of songs, it's piercing and it sounds bad. It doesn't sound good. In very rare cases, there's like some songs that sounds good, but in a lot of songs, especially songs with female vocals, it sounds pretty bad. Especially like it just like becomes like very piercing, very sibilant. It reminds me of the B&W like Nautilus line of speakers, where it's very, very sibilant and very, very trebly. So I mean, yeah, this, and the bass is actually all right. I think with these aftermarket leather pads I got for it, it's actually tamed the bass, so it just becomes pretty lean sounding headphone right now. Like the bass doesn't punch super hard. It is a fast headphone. It handles busy tracks and the mids overall. It's actually pretty good. But just the egregious treble, the treble mountain, the treble tower. It's like the Burj Khalifa of treble. Just look at the fucking graph. Look at it. It's bad, right? So maybe my pads have something to do with it. These aftermarket leather pads have something to do with it. But yeah, because if you look in here, the pads, there is a bit of fabric, so that could have like maybe absorbed a lot of the bass, so it's not as punchy or bassy anymore. But yeah, let's just look at the original pad. The original pad, when I bought the headphone, it's faux leather. Half of it got peeled off. It's already falling apart, so I ended up peeling it anyway, and it just turns into this, and you know, all kind of bass is gone of this thing. And I thought the aftermarket pad would be quite similar because, you know, it's leather, it's a solid material, kind of like the faux leather was. And it also have the inside fabric bit where it didn't have leather in here. So I thought that would be quite similar in the structural wise. And the new ones are actually a little bigger and elongated, but when you squeeze them onto the headphone, it becomes round. And it's actually a slightly bigger hole and more comfortable than the stock ones, which is nice. And the bass is actually quite clean, quite good sounding, but the treble, yeah. But aside from that, I quite like it, but I don't. I really want to like it more, right? Like this headphone sounded best when you just plug it into your computer. It's actually really easy to drive too, so you can just plug it in the computer and just turn it up and just blast music as like a mini speaker, so like a mini computer speaker, and it it just sounded like that. And ergonomically, it's actually very nice, very well built. Like the metal is pretty. It's not even thin. Look at how thick the metal is. Like, right, like it's super thick. It's very solidly built. Even like the stretch, you know, it bounced right back, and yeah. And the cable, it's actually a very nice cable. It got let's see, that's like this, right? So it's metal on the two ends. It have a little L engraved to, or laser etched onto it to show left and right. And you know, it's a nice cable. It's the plastic is nice. It's pretty smooth, you know, and it says like final in here, like right here, and then in like the split it says final. Like the connectors are very nice. Like the cable's actually really nice to handle, and the headphone itself is pretty nice. But when you're wearing it, you look like an idiot. You look like a Cyberman from Doctor Who. Like the bit sticking out. Like you look like this. Imagine like your head in the middle of this. That's what you look like. And it's just kind of weird, you know. It's kind of goofy looking headphone, and it makes you look like a Cyberman from Doctor Who. And yeah, no, this headphone, I really wanted to like it more, because Final Audio makes some good stuff. They made the UX3000, the wireless Bluetooth headphone, over-ear ones, and it actually sounds very good. Like reviewers love it. Like even like it's probably one of the better sounding over-ear wireless headphone they make, and even they make a bunch of decent IEMs. But these things, I really want to like them more, but I don't. I like, considering it was like $500 when it came out, it really should do better. If they could just like tame the treble a little bit more, this would have been a phenomenal headphone, because it handles soundstage really well for a closed back. Overall, the speed and dynamics of the driver is actually very solid. Like it doesn't sound claustrophobic at all, but it's just that treble, it just kills it for me. Like it doesn't work for me. And yeah, that's all I have to say about this headphone. And yeah, thanks for watching, and look forward to, you know, doing another review of my other headphones. And I hope you enjoyed this one, and have a good day. Bye!